Afternoon, everyone. Lightning ESL. Notice my topic today: teaching international students. Remember, for those who are teaching international students, anyone who comes into your classroom and not from your country is called and classified as an international student. That's right. I live in North America, in Canada, just south of me is the United States of America. They are Americans, but in my eyes, they're still called, in my eyes and classification, international students. Yeah. Now take a look at the topics I have above. All right? Notice. Language might be the same English language. That's true. How it's pronounced and understood is different in a different country. Yes, it is. Language is very, very important to understand as an international teacher. Do they all speak English like you do? Do they have a thick accent, a slight accent, understandable or not understandable accent? Yeah, you have to think about this. Is language. Of course, it's very important. How do you expect to communicate if their language to you or yours to theirs is understandable? No, it's difficult to understand both ways. It has to be a two-way street when it comes to understanding language. In this case, English. English language comes in many forms when it sense that accents. I have a Canadian accent for English. You might have an English accent from Australia, English accent from India, English accent from whatever. It is different. It is not the same. Number two is not just language, is customs. They have different customs to understand, different type of traditions. Yeah. How old are they? What are their values? Their values about life and working and family may be different than yours in your country. You have to understand that. It is not the same. Remember all of these key points as an international instructor in post-secondary education, or if you're in a high school with full of international students. Yeah. As I said before, I've said this a million times to students in the past 30-something years. To understand what international people think, you have to surround yourself with international type of people. In other words, from other countries. Know how they think, how they act, different processing. For example, schools in England are not the same as schools in Canada, not the same as schools in Australia, not the same as schools in India. Different processing of school, curriculum, objectives in their curriculum and their subjects. All this is combined to understanding how to teach and instruct international students. Yeah, it's not always about money, paying more money for tuition and so on. It's how they think, how they understand things. Different concept. It's different than your school. Understand this. Don't assume anything. International students do not think the same as you do. No, they don't. So you don't assume anything. Ask a zillion questions and learn. Never assume. How they learn in your country is different than my country. I'm from Canada. I was brought up and raised in Canadian school system. However, working with international students over plus 30 years, plus physically working with them, yeah, part-time and full-time jobs in the past, I have learned a lot how international people are different than us. That is the beauty of culture. And you'll learn how to test yourself in teaching them, knowing their values and traditions and customs are different than yours. So you adapt your teaching style and method to their type of learning. Yeah, it's a win-win that way. So again, do not assume anything. That's how you teach international students from day one. You won't get this from a book. It is up to you to surround yourself with international people, international students of all levels and all ages. Yeah, all ages. Remember, as you know, an international student thinking at 12 thinks differently at 18, thinks differently at 30, and so on. Just like we do. And in their eyes, we are international students to them. We are foreigners to them, aren't we? And they're trying to understand us, and we're trying to understand them. Again, it's a win-win if you do understand this. That's how we teach international students. So always remember, don't assume, learn a lot when working with international students. It'll help you tremendously for the future. This is brian.little324@gmail.com. Till next time, bye-bye.